net migration in the UK has dropped sharply. Get this, it fell to 204,000 in the year to June 2025. That is down from 649,000 the previous year, so about a 70% decrease, if you would like. Now, that cued lots of celebratory tweets, if you like, from the Labour Party and various MPs from them, basically saying, like, yeah, look at this, the numbers are falling and they are falling sharply. Well, I think we've got to actually look at this and have a proper conversation about this because, yes, those figures are accurate. Yes, net migration has fallen sharply, but let me just show you some other figures, ladies and gents. Your gross migration into this country, so the amount of people that have come in, there's almost 900,000 people that have come in, 898 to be precise. You've got 693,000 have emigrated, of which 252,000 are British nationals. When you offset the number of British nationals that came in as well, that gives you a gross figure of 109,000 Brits that have left the country. I mean, I don't actually think this is quite the win that many in the Labour Party are suggesting it is. Do you?
200,000 people is a town in Britain. I mean, you mentioned Aberdeen, it could be Rochdale. We've got a situation where the numbers are astronomically high, but there's also the case that many people with money and people with careers and businesses are leaving Britain. They're leaving Britain for places like Dubai, for places like Portugal, where they have far more preferential tax situation and people are welcoming businesses there. So we've got that issue. We've also got the issue that a very particular composition of people coming into the country, and we now know that asylum hotels that we were promised are going to be closed down, although obviously that then begs the question of them going into HMOs in local areas, are going to be shut down. But we've got 36,000, gone up by 13%, and we've also got 53,000 people that we don't even know where they are or what they're doing right now. So we've got a situation that's very serious. Over the last 15 years, we've seen an enormous amount of people come in. We've got an issue with not having upheld the ideas of integration and values, which has created the problem that we're facing in this discussion around so-called multiculturalism, where many in Britain have shut down the idea of our great history and culture and Enlightenment values. And so we've got a mixture of terrible things where you've got a lack of investment and economic prospects, a kind of contempt for our own values, which then reinforces a bit of a ghetto mentality in some areas. And at the same time, an impact on resources up and down the country for infrastructure by people that are coming in. And also some of the people who are not coming in now are people that are obviously bringing in more investment as a consequence of the landscape, and some people who are studying. There's less of them.
There's nothing more important than keeping your money and your identity safe online. And with so many VPN options available, choosing the right one can be pretty daunting. But this video's sponsor, ExpressVPN, is making the choice easier for GB News viewers. ExpressVPN is offering up to 73% off, plus 4 extra months free. That's top-level security from just £2.49 a month, and you're covered by their 30-day money-back guarantee. So just click the link in this video's description or scan the QR code now. Remember, when you're online, you are often sharing personal data, so hackers can steal your information, your passwords, your photos, and your bank details in just seconds. But ExpressVPN encrypts your connection, making it virtually impossible for hackers to access your personal information. So why choose ExpressVPN? Well, it couldn't be easier to use. With just one click, you are protected. And ExpressVPN uses military-grade AES 256 encryption, which is the same standard trusted by the US government to guard their classified information. With their new tiered plans, you can protect up to 14 devices at once and manage passwords securely. Live chat support is available 24/7, and it typically connects you in under a minute with a real person. Click the link in this video's description or scan the QR code to get up to 73% off ExpressVPN, plus 4 extra months free. Start protecting yourself today with ExpressVPN.
Scarlett McGwire?
Yeah, I mean, the big thing is there's a 70% drop in arrivals of people from outside the EU. I mean, when I say outside the EU, I include Norway and places in Switzerland and places like that. And that's students, and we really need these bright students to come over because we also need their money, and people on visas. But that's what the immigration was about, was trying to stop people from coming over. So the good thing is that we're going to have to train up, which we should have been doing for years, train up more British people to do the jobs. But actually, I mean, it is a terrible shame. But I thought that's what everybody wanted. Whenever the figures come out, they go, but this is awful. There are all these people coming in. It's dropped by 70%.
Right. Just to be clear, the people that voted Brexit for migration reasons, they wanted control of migration in this country. They wanted to stop having their wages undercut and all the rest of it. That was a primary reason if it was motivated by migration. Having 900,000 people come in to this country is not what people voted for in any way, shape or form. It's completely unsustainable.
Michelle, I didn't say that. What I said is it's dropped by 70%, and there is a problem about that we are losing a lot of international students, which our universities will lose, and there are a lot of people who are choosing not to come here because of the vising. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about 900,000. I'm talking about it's a massive drop. And I thought that you'd both be really pleased about it.
I'm not actually pleased about 900,000 coming into this country. We are having massive demographic change in this country. No one voted for it. No one's got the courage to talk about it. And I think it's appalling. I also think it's appalling, actually, that you've got 13% increase in 3 months of so-called asylum seekers in hotels. I thought the Labour Party was reducing this.
Yeah, and the way to reduce it is to process them, and it's taken time. And the problem is, as we know, at the moment we're having more people coming over on the small boats, and Shabana Mahmood is doing her best to try and get rid of the pull factor for why people. I mean, you know, why do people want to come over? Why they spend?
Let me stroke my chin for a nanosecond and think about that, shall I? 2 minutes ago, we were just talking about things like the two-child benefit cap, completely scrapped. People can come into this country, get an electric bike from God only knows where they get these electric bikes from because they cost a small fortune, and they're off on their way delivering food and doing all the rest of it in a nanosecond.
No, so doesn't you can't have it every way. Most of the people who come over on the small boats are young men, right? So this isn't people who have children, right? And they spend.
Young men do actually go on to have children.
They go on to have children once they've got jobs and things. And
come on, don't Scarlett,
you live in this thing that.
Do not tell me that these economic migrants that are coming into this country, 53,000 of them, by the way, have absconded. Now, if you're a genuine,
why
they would abscond is beyond me.
I mean, so they are economic migrants. Where are they? They're in construction. They're in the restaurants. They're in the black economy. They're living illegally. There's no question about that.
In Clanwell, that's where I'm living. I can tell you that. Anyway.